I didn't have a horrible life. I was a stripper. It was the best time of my life. I would do it again. I miss the ones falling on my naked body while I'm on stage. It was literally, I wish I can go back to my 20s.
There is no power in this because if you have to always be naked for men to listen to you, you are not in control. They are.
Yeah. Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. We are going to watch a clip here of, once again, Jesse Lee Peterson. Amber Rose. Okay, so let's play this clip. I haven't not seen this clip yet. Let's see what she says. I think this is a bigger, this is like a full interview. I think he did like an hour-long interview with her. I did not watch the whole interview. I'm only looking at this clip because this is what was sent to us. But I will link that whole video below so you guys can see.
Do you think we need to restore the family so that life can come to order again?
I think that is unrealistic.
To restore the family?
Yeah, because you're then forcing people to do things that they don't want to do.
Why wouldn't they want to have a family?
Put it like this. Let's say let's say I want to have 5 children, right? I have 1 now. I meet another guy, right? You know, we're in love, we have a baby. It doesn't work out, right? Do I stay and work it out for the rest of my life and be miserable and unhappy? Or do I go find another guy and have another baby with him and have 3 baby daddies? But I'm happy, all the dads are good, I don't want to be with either of them, but I have my children, they're beautiful, I'm happy. You know, why do I have to feel like society is pressuring me to stay with one person and continuously have kids with the same person that I am not happy with?
But if you truly loved that man, you would be happy.
Love is not
never
enough.
matter what
I've loved men that literally have treated me like shit. So I refuse to stick around.
When a woman says this, if you're a woman that has been with a man that treated you like shit, it's because you allowed it and there's something going on with you as well. So women who think highly of themselves do not get treated like shit. You can't all put that all on the guy.
People don't like self-reflection.
They hate self-reflection.
Because we attract who we are.
Yes, exactly, you know what I mean?
And so I've dated men who treated me like shit when I was younger.
Yeah, me too.
I dated men like that, but there was something wrong with me.
There's something wrong with me.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But you don't keep making kids with different men until you have, that's stupid. She's saying something stupid right now.
Yeah, right now she sounds
what I mean?
stupid.
She sounds
really
like an angry black woman sitting here upset about her choices. You understand? She's not taking any. I've loved men who treated me like crap. Well, guess what? There are men who treated women like queens, and they treated them like crap.
And also, if you loved a man who treats you like crap, that's impossible. If nobody loves a person who treats you like crap, that means you don't know how to love. You don't even love yourself. Because no one that loves themselves is not going to let someone treat them like crap. It's because you don't love yourself. It's the reason why you opened your life up and you're susceptible to a man like that. It's only because you don't love yourself.
Look at Kanye. When she was dating Kanye, Kanye was a mess. Kanye went on to marry Kim Kardashian, who's also a mess. Right. Kanye's a mess.
You're right.
You understand? So it's just like there's a common denominator between you and Kim. He dates women who have problems because he has problems. Do you understand? A man that has that kind of money and that kind of fame should be able to pick him at this point. He's got the world at his fingertips. You know what I mean? But he still picks damaged women all the time.
Why do you think that is?
Why do you think that is? There are always these women who sit there, and these women who are oversexed themselves. And here's Amber Rose, who did all kinds of videos where she's twerking while she's got a child.
Like, what are you doing?
You know what I mean? It's just like, it's always these women that act like this. Like, just take the man out of it. She's a mother. And she's over here twerking with her friends, and she's now a mom. The same as Kim Kardashian taking a completely nude selfie of herself in her bathroom. Now she's a mother of, at that point, at that time it was like a 2. And all I could think is just like, right, when you act like this, you attract men who like you for that.
And then you call the man crap, but you forget one thing. You forgot to call yourself that too.
I know you think you're pretty, but you're a crappy woman.
Yeah. You're a crappy woman.
I'm sorry to say that. Looks do not make you, just because you're pretty doesn't make you a great person. And just because you were nice to a guy who treats you bad. I used to think that all the time. I used to think, like, there was a guy I really, really loved for 6 years. Off and on. He would cheat on me all the time. And I could not understand because I was such a nice person. But it wasn't that. It took me a while to separate from men to understand that it wasn't about him. It was more about me and what I accept, and there's something's wrong with me. And it led me to knowing my father. and how I choose men. Now, I'm going to guess there's something's wrong with her way
100%.
before when her childhood. Because no woman grows up to want to be this.
Love is not enough. Love is not enough. It has to be way more than love for me to stick around and be with you.
I asked you the definition of love, and you said what you said, but love is simply not hating. When you don't have anger, you have love. And we have that love, which is not based on how you feel.
But you can love somebody and not be with them. I still love my baby daddy.
But
I don't want to be with him. He doesn't want to be with me romantically, but we still love each other.
Is he spending time with his son?
Absolutely.
Children suffer when they don't have fathers and mothers together.
Jesse, that's not true.
Why do you think black men and women are so crazy? Those that are born with single mothers. If you notice, the men that are born with single mothers act just like the mother. They're emotional, they have doubt, they're worried, the women are taking care of them, or the government.
That comes from parenting. You
Right.
can't just say that it's a
But
woman.
that's what single
Some
mother-
parents are not amazing parents.
But that's what single mother do to boys and girls. She recreates them in her image. They lose their natural self and they become just like the mothers.
So
Where a father's supposed to
going
stand
back-
between that and not allow the mother to destroy the children.
I understand that, right? But you're saying that a mother and father have to be together in the
Right.
same house.
Yes.
I don't find that to be true.
Because he has to protect his children at all times from the mother. How would he protect her? You know how sometimes you go home, you have a long day, you're real bitchy, and your son like, mommy, come. You're like, no, I don't want to play right now. Go.
I never say that to my son.
You will before it's over.
No.
And in those very moments, you're traumatizing him. Where if the father was there, he'd say, no, do not talk to my son in that way. He can correct you. And that
So
will
you
help.
think it's better for his father to correct me in front of my son rather than me telling my son I don't want to play right now?
Right. Because it shows the son how to deal with women in the proper way, and it prevents him from being traumatized by the mother. You're trolling me again.
No, you are
No,
for sure
no.
trolling me,
You're-
Jesse. This is almost unbelievable. Like, I can't believe that you think like this. It really hurts my feelings.
This is the
because
right
it's
way to
sad.
think. I want you to consider some of these things because I know you had a rough start. I
didn't have a rough start. I had an amazing childhood. I went through trials and tribulations
Right.
in my life that I have overcome. I didn't have a horrible life. I was a stripper. It was the best time of my life. I would do it again. I miss the ones falling on my naked body while I'm on stage. It was literally, I wish I can go back to my 20s.
Okay, so what she's doing right there is that she's trying to show I'm so comfortable with being sexual and
do you see a
sexualizing myself.
trend?
I'm so comfortable with all of my life. My life is just a perfect life, but we all know.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Do you see
we
a
all-
trend with all these women? It's always, I'm happy.
Yeah.
It's so comforting.
So great.
That, you know, I
Great
love
life.
it. I love being naked in front of people all the time. It
One's
really
falling
makes
away.
me feel empowered. You know what I mean? But the truth is, something's wrong with you, Amber.
Yeah. No woman wants a bunch of ones thrown over their naked body while men are saying terrible things most of the time. No woman wants that.
And then she's saying two things at once. Oh no, I had a wonderful, amazing
You see,
childhood,
yeah.
but there's a lot of things I had to overcome. Then
Lot-
you didn't. Then you had some problems.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, why are we not talking about that? Why is she trying to skip that? This is so amazing.
Because
to me.
women, the thing is when women are single mothers, they feel, and this is the reason why a lot of men stand up for single mothers, is because most of them were raised by single, especially black men.
Yeah.
A lot of black men are raised by single mothers, and so they have
Yeah.
this weird thing where because your mother was single, you feel bad about criticizing the practice of single motherhood.
Right.
So what you say is, yeah, but I had a strong mama. I hear guys say that all the time. Yeah, I know that, but what I'm saying is that you don't value your father,
Yeah.
and they will basically say no. To stand to hold their mother up, because the mother stayed no matter, even if she was a horrible mother, they'll sit there and make it seem
like,
as though something. My mother was a good mom, but I needed my dad. And what Jesse's trying to say is that kids, when your children are younger, you're showing them how to adult. And if they see their mother dating bunches of different men, and like if her son sees her see another guy, and then she gets pregnant by him, like she was saying, and I have 3 baby daddies. Right, your son is seeing his mother being passed around
That's not good.
and making children, and nobody wants to marry her. So what does he think that women are? What do you
Right.
think he, as his little mind, is being developed, what he's thinking a woman really is through his mother.
Jesse gets criticized a lot for the for what he says about with women in this context, when he talks about women and falls short to the woman, the kid will fall short, and the man's supposed to be there to protect him from the mother. That whole speech that he says, he says that a lot, and it gets under people's skin. But what he's really saying when he's talking about this is, women are highly emotional people. This is not groundbreaking. All right, we're very emotional people, and so when it's only a woman raising a child or children, they are instilling that natural emotion into their children, and it's not always good to be at that heightened emotional state. So when you're a mother and you're single and you're just teaching your kids like a normal, you don't even know that you're teaching your kids to be emotional, very, very emotional, and it can make them unbalanced. This is where the logic comes in with men. This is why he says this, is because when men come in, they create this barrier, as he said, and kind of this logic of no, and so it kind of you need a man to be able to balance you, and this is why he always says, whether people like it or not, it should be God, man over woman, woman over children, because once he gets over the woman, she's able to know how to teach and be around the children now, because he taught. In essence, I know women hate hearing that, because you don't want to believe that some man's not teaching me anything, so women get automatically into that. But he's just saying that women should not be the only ones raising children like that, because you're gonna create over emotional children, people,
especially when we're talking about women raising boys.
Yeah,
you're raising little boys that have female tendencies, and by that I mean is that they get in their feelings very fast.
Yeah.
I mean, and so when men are over emotional, they're worthless to us, because we're already filled with emotion. When a woman is married to a man, he can correct you in a way that really doesn't treat you like a child.
Yeah.
It's that you feel safe in his embrace.
Right.
That now he can take care of things, and your kids will follow you differently when he sees that you have someone above you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A man's presence is extremely important.
Like the fact that men were groping over you. That's why you like doing it.
No, they were not allowed to touch me, but I love the fact.
Meaning looking at you,
oh my God! When I got on stage, their reaction when I walked on stage and I took my top off, it was that reaction. I live for that every day.
It's a turn on.
Yeah.
But you're also controlling those men in that moment. You like that?
Yeah.
See, that's what it's about. All ego.
He's right. He's absolutely right. People like Amber Rose say these things, and I know a lot of people are not fooled by it, but what she's saying is she does not mean. She's doing that for shock value, and she wants to make it seem like she's unbothered. She's unbothered by every little thing, because I'm so above all of this, and I can control everything. I have everything under control. This doesn't bother me at all. So what, men looking at my body all day long and throwing ones at me? I don't care. Like, she's trying to make it seem like she's unbothered, but she's extremely bothered. You guys, she's very. I can see it in her eyes. Like, she is very, very bothered by the way she lives her life.
Yeah, when she goes on stage and she's naked, she not only can control men, she's interesting for a second. So that's why she likes it.
Yeah.
But when she's in a relationship, she's no longer interesting, and she can't keep a man. She can only keep men when she's naked. And see, this is what I'm saying. There is no power in this, because if you have to always be naked for men to listen to you, you are not in control. They are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like when women say, "Oh yeah, I F that man, I F that man." No, women do not F men. I don't want to say the word.
Yeah.
But it's F men. They do it to us. You know why? Because the very act of us laying down and opening our legs, we are submitting to every man.
They go into us. We don't.
We don't go into them.
Right.
So you are never effing a man.
Yeah.
You are only submitting to every man that you lay down with. That's it. They don't open our leg. They don't open their legs to us.
Right.
So, and with another part that happens with women like this is that they do this kind of stuff and they sleep around and they make kids with men who won't marry them and they become strippers and they're on Instagram taking pictures of themselves. And then all of a sudden, when they decide to be in love, what they fall in love with are dirtbags.
Yeah.
Men who only like you and want to hit you and smack you because they misinterpret that as masculinity.
Yep.
And that's not masculinity. That's
actually,
emotion.
That's actually That's actually very feminine. When men are abusive or in any way verbal or physical to a woman, that is not masculine. That is actually very feminine. It's highly emotional.
Yeah.
So it's not considered it's not considered to be a masculine thing. Although you would think that being aggressive means that you're mad. No, it doesn't. It's a heightened state of emotion, and when you're in a heightened state of emotion, that is what women do. We get into more heightened states of emotion. She's
angry.
Yeah, she's angry, and also she's pushing an agenda as well. In the beginning, talking about we said this in a few videos before though, Kara, diminishing family. They don't want family. They want people getting married. They want people doing the traditional nuclear family. They don't want that anymore. And so she's pushing this. No, you don't need to have a husband. You don't need to have a family. You don't need to have everybody together in the same house. What are you talking? It's crazy. That's crazy. Up until about 5 minutes ago.
The thing is that she's given up on love, but not men.
Yeah.
So for her, she'll date more men because she's a woman and she doesn't like being alone.
Right.
And she'll go and she'll sleep around and she'll do all that because it's a momentary feeling of feeling that it's like a shot of adrenaline. You know what I mean? But she's not going to be in love because she does nothing to be lovable. She's not lovable. I know she thinks that she's all in love with people, but she's not a lovable person.
No, you can see it. You can see it in her demeanor. She's just mean. She's mean, and she's also not genuine. Like this is all like just a facade of who she really to know who this woman really is. You have to peel. It's like an onion. You have to peel a bunch of layers, and you'll find Amber. See, we're not seeing Amber Rose. What we're seeing is the Amber Rose.
And people don't like to realize that they are the rule, not the exception.
Yeah, that's another thing,
when women like this always talk, they talk as though they know what the answers are going to be, so they say it quickly. Like, no, I had a really great childhood, because she knows that people who have messed up childhoods turn into Amber Rose.
Yes.
And she knows that. She knows it's coming. Yeah. And because of the conversation, the context of the conversation. So she came out just like that other girl, that video we did with the 3 girls. They were all like, no, we're happy. My dad likes watching me naked. My dad likes it more because they tried to one up
before
they say it. But what she's saying, but then she split second. Oh no, I have a wonderful child. I was great. I had a lot of things to overcome, and I overcame them. So you didn't have a great.
She
childhood.
said I had a lot of trials and tribulations when you just got done saying you had a wonderful childhood. So you see what I'm saying, the inconsistencies, right? So this is complete crap. Like, she's not telling the truth at all. She's very on guard, and she doesn't trust men. Again, she barely trusts herself. And so she's going to give you this facade to make it seem like she got it all together. She got it all together.
But speaking of Kanye, though, because Kanye just had an interview with Tucker Carlson not too long ago, and he talked about his mom that everyone said that he was in love with. And he talked about the fact that his mother kind of kept him away from his dad.
Father, yeah.
You know what I mean? He opened up about that. And now he's got a relationship with his father. But he said, my mom basically did keep my dad away. And a lot of women do this, by the way. Yep. There are a lot of women that aren't like my mom, where my mother tried, she gave up because my father didn't want. But there are a whole lot of women that use their kids as like some sort of game to get money out of men or to just sort of punish him by keeping that kid away from their father. And then poisoning the child's brain with bad talk about the father. When you don't, they're too young to understand it. But when you're young like that, and all you're hearing from your mother, you grow up to just resent your father year after year. It gets worse, and by the time you're an adult, and you hate your father because you've been fed poison. You've been poisoned. The thing is that Kanye also talked about the fact that the reason why he's talking about it at all with Tucker is because he's having a hard time with Kim seeing his kids. Yes. And that the Kardashians are sort of shaping their children, and they're not really allowing Kanye to see him the way that all 4 of his kids. And I think it drew him to a point. I think finding God, where he did the church that he started, and then not going through that divorce with Kim, and then going and not being able to see his kids because he said he bought a house next to to stalk him, but because he wanted to be close to his children because he didn't get to see his father. Well, I agree with that.
He sees where he's going. The courts are not on the man's side when it comes to the children thing. So I'm sure Kanye smartened up. Clearly, it's a matter of you have a couple of $1,000s or $1 billion. The courts are really going to treat the man much differently, pretty bad. When it comes to seeing his children. So the only way he can actually see his children is just get the house next door.
But he was saying that just getting to know his father and getting close to his father, he said that all basically came about, I guess, because of what's going on with his kids, and he's realizing that kids need their dad.
Yeah.
And I don't want to lose my children over a divorce, just like I lost my father. That was a relationship he said I could have used. And I say that about myself. Yeah. This is the reason why I'm not one of these women who are going to sit around here and pretend like men aren't. We need to make a bigger deal out of Father's Day than we actually do. And I think that I think if kids had a father, because we know this because that's already been, that test has already been made from the past. We were much better as a society, even during racism. Individually in families, we were a lot better when men were in the homes.
But people like her, though, are going to push. She wants to make sure she got that in to say that families are not that important. Basically, that's what she's saying.
Really?
She said,
wow.
She said,
great.
She's saying that there's no point of people getting. See, this is what we're trying to tell that one guy in that video we were doing like a question and answer. That's what we're trying to say. It's it's the family unit to go away. They're trying to make that a normal thing for there not to be a family unit anymore. So they don't want people getting married. And they don't want people having children within that marriage. They want you to have children outside of marriage. They're wanting it to happen, and she just kind of doubled down on that. This is a bunch of crap, you guys. This is not true. And I feel bad for the youth, though, because they're looking at people like Amber Rose and think, oh my God, like I can be Amber, no. This is not going to get you nothing but a hard time. Your whole life is going to be a hard life if you're going to try to be like someone like this.
Yeah, Jesse Peterson is a pastor. And by the way, the subtle hints of getting, like I've said before, the subtle hints of getting rid of religion. I can see that they're going for religion. Because the religion, the thing is that the order, like Daniel was saying, God over man, man over woman, women over children, it just works that way. But it's also biblical.
Yes.
And people like her, she's trying to make it seem irrelevant because we don't do that anymore. We don't have kids within marriage, and we need to just accept that and have dysfunctional children and raise people for them, so all the kids can grow up and be like her, confused, angry, frustrated. Then we have a demoralized destruction of a society.
That's what happens. And
because nobody's spitting morals anymore. Nobody seems to care. Everybody's getting abortions and stripping and taking their clothes off and having sex with random people. Nick Cannon, who's having his 11th child with a whole nother, you know what I mean? It's just this whole idea that family doesn't matter.
It's very ignorant, and I don't even, it's just amazing to me. I don't even know what this woman's even famous for. I guess because she dated Kanye. You see what I'm saying?
Or also, I think she's famous with powers that be like her.
Yeah.
Because they like women who are damaged like this, mentally damaged.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I mean people like Tracy Ellis Ross.
Right.
Women who just don't think men are always irrelevant. We can do anything without you. Not realizing that the whole reason you're independent was created and designed by men. The only reason you can do any of this stuff is because men created it for us to do it. Right. You know what I mean? Instead of saying thank you, you guys make it seem like men are in your way. And that doesn't make sense considering that, like you said, the only reason she's out here, in my opinion, the only reason Amber Rose is anything is because she's willing to push the liberal narrative that women are some dominated, black women are some dominatrix, single mother, we can do everything, we don't need a man. On their hustle and grind, they always say, and queens. I need my hustle.
And queens. We're always that. And I'm like, no, this is not queen behavior. This is all just a lie, you guys. Like,
it's a recipe for bitter women.
Yeah, it's just, they're selling this stuff. They're just selling, she just looked dumb to me.
And all
she just looked dumb to me.
And all these women who do this, they're I wouldn't say this. The women who perpetuate this stuff, whether you're Amber Rose or Nicki Minaj or Oprah Winfrey, they're all just people I don't want to know.
Me neither.
They're not real women. Right. They're female, but they're just not real women. There's something's wrong with all of those women, that they're all the way perpetuating this "we don't need a man" attitude.
She looks so sad.
She just looks sad.
She looked like, even on her demeanor, the way she's sitting and stuff, like she just looks really sad and not happy at all. Like she can, I never care about what people say. I always care about the way that they
look.
Way they look and the tone in which they're doing it, and just the attitude altogether. And I don't see a happy woman there. I don't see a person who was brought up in a situation that was so glorious and happy. I see someone who has had a lot of problems, and this is what it turns out to be. You don't have to be famous to turn out like this. It's just that she just is. But but this is just a bunch of crap. Anybody that believes what she's saying is just crazy. She's not profound. It's not a thing. I feel bad that there's women out here that are thinking like this, because she can't. It's very uneasy when you can't just be a woman. She would be so much. I say this before. She'll be so much more comfortable if she would just let go of that facade and just be a lady. But she won't. She won't do it. She's too guarded. Women like this are just too guarded. They're not gonna change.
And even with Amber, she seems like a nice person.
That's what I'm saying. They all do.
Underneath all of that pain is a normal lady, but she's been so immersed in this sexual identity that she thinks she can't understand why men can't see her beyond that.
Right.
She thinks that because she feels like that's all she is a sexual being. But when she gets in a relationship, she realizes that life, then it doesn't work in relationships. And so she's basically like unrealistic. That was the word she used.
Oh, it's unrealistic.
She's like, she thinks that marriage is unrealistic and living happily ever after is unrealistic. Only because it didn't happen for her. Because she doesn't know how to get married and find a man and be a woman. She's trying to make other young girls think it's just so unrealistic, Jesse.
So she's gonna shun and make it all seem like it's not that. Yeah, like it's just crazy.
It didn't happen for me, so I know all my friends are the same. Right.
She'll make it seem like family. The idea of family is just so archaic. Like it's like no, it's family is it never goes out of style. Family never goes out of style.
No.
She's trying to make it seem like
that's so 1995.
Yeah. being a single mom is thumbs up. It's where to be.
I wonder, can you imagine what her son is going to be?
Oh my God.
Not. I'm sure her son will be successful because he probably has a successful father.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, do you know how kind of he's going to be to women?
Right.
Because his mother is his first. It's his first look into femininity.
Right.
And he sees his mom always naked and always showing her body and always throwing caution to the wind. And then he's probably looking at his dad and probably dad's like, yeah, I made a mistake with your mom. Because the 74% single mother rate in the black community is tragedy.
It's not working.
And she's trying to create more of them.
It's amazing. See the goal now has become to be a single parent. It's the goal. And then we have people like Amber Rose pushing these things. Whoever this little girl she was talking to is basically going to be doomed.
Because the idea is that women don't need men anymore.
Yes.